Get codes everybody, because today we'll continue to play Danganronpa Antebellum Lockdown. Where were we? Talk to people. Can I talk to Ismini? Where is she? Oh shit. Nope. Ezekiel. Maybe she's hanging out in the library or something. Let's see. Or maybe in the canteen. Yeah, that's somebody. Not the one that I'm looking for. Nope. Where's my friend? Is she at church? Oh, there's Takiko. Let's see. Nobody here. I guess the flowers are gonna be dead since Mint is also dead. That's Asuga, I think. Where could she be? Where's my friend? I thought it was not, we had to help each other out or something. Guess we aren't. Is she at the gym? God damn these items. Huh. Nobody here. Strange. Dude. Okay. We can find her. I'm sure we can. She's probably here. That's Taka. That here? Yeah, she did say something about oh, there she is. Is you feeling any better from earlier? Much better. I don't know what all that nonsense was about. I think you just get very swept up in certain things. What is something that reading book 10 of The Odyssey can't fix? No matter how I'm feeling, always cheers me up. I'm sure you can relate. Sure. But now we've calmed down a bit. Would you like to stay and chat for a while? You have a little bit until your guard shift, no? Yeah. Right, since I promised she'd be more open to spending time with me, it made sense we were really all each other had. Sounds really nice, actually. Perfect, goodness knows. You'll need to clear your head before talking to that man. Well... Wait, that's it? I thought we were gonna have a free time or something. Yeah. What? No free time event? Okay, I thought we was gonna have a free time event or something, but I guess not. Okay. That was weird. I was waiting for the cutscene to play, but I guess no. Okay. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. Yeah, you might hate me for this, but I really want to know how Takiko is handling things now. Even though there are a ton of people like her, the ones calling for someone to get harassed and all that stuff. It's not like, yeah, but she does bully someone to commit suicide, but I'm really curious about her, what she does after this. Takiko, what are you doing here? Oh, Shinku. Nothing, I'm not really religious. I guess I just wanted to go somewhere quiet. The statues here are nice, aren't they? Angels, that's what Molly wanted to become, isn't it? People have this idea angels are meant to be pure, devoid of ill intent, perfect and flawless, because they're meant to be above human vices. But in reality, angels are destructive, ruthless, and beyond all human emotions, including empathy. I wonder if she wanted to become one to be above everything. I think she just wanted to stop feeling anything. I get that. I think we probably shouldn't speculate on that sort of thing. It seems distasteful. If you ask me, I think it was one of those cases where she didn't want to die. She just wanted to disappear. Do you get what I mean? I understand it. Of course you do. What's that meant to mean? I think everyone feels that way, but in the end, you have to live with whoever you are. You can't disappear. Just have to find ways to make your life livable for yourself. Is that why you did what you did? Would you have preferred I reached my breaking point? No, absolutely not. Takiko seemed a little stunned at how quickly I responded. Look, I don't agree with or understand your crime. It seems incredibly cruel to me, but no matter how cruel you were, I'm glad you're alive. When you're doing well, you can brighten up so many people's days, and I know you've gotten others through some tough times. If you weren't alive, I'm sure things would be a lot worse for a lot of people. I didn't know you found talking to me that important. If I'm honest, it's been a little tricky going without it for so long. I know you're going through a lot right now, but I hope you can grow to a point where you feel comfortable being happy again. I miss talking to you. Suddenly, Takiko seemed to shift slightly, her demeanor changing. If you really need a Shinko, we can chat right now, I don't mind. Sure. I'd really like that actually, if you're sure you'd be okay with it. Sure. Takiko had become distant since her verdict, separating herself from the core group. While before she was always checking in on others and doing what she could do to maintain group harmony, now she didn't seem to have the energy to do that, understandable. She seemed completely worn down. I'd hardly had a chance to speak to her. But despite the fatigue. So, how exactly can I help you? Brief moments shone through that showed in part. She still seemed obligated to help. I was actually hoping I could check in on you for once. Is that so? You've just been so distant from everyone else. It's made me a little worried for you, all things considered. I was just wondering how exactly you've been faring with your corrupt verdict. Well, what does it look like? Sorry, I know you're just trying to show concern, but it's alright, it's been a month now, I've gotten used to it. I would have hoped the audience would have my back a little more, but I know deep down from the start I expected this. Yeah, I mean, your crime reveal seemed pretty bad. Can't imagine it's made me very happy seeing you got those people to kill themselves. It's a touchy subject for her. And you. Huh? Never mind, I've just noticed out of everyone you've been particularly judgmental. Makes me wonder if I touched a sore spot. Well, I'm sorry. If you really were, you could put a little more enthusiasm into it. I don't really see the point, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry, that's not what you want to hear, I know that. But I could apologize and beg. I could say sorry countless times while crying and sobbing. I could tell you how guilty I felt, but deep down you think I'm just manipulating you, right? Well, she's that self-aware. If Taki can act like she cares about all our problems when she's that cruel, then she can act like she's sorry. Don't fall for her tricks, she'll just get hurt and used to. I'd rather save myself the trouble of twisting myself into pieces trying to get a forgiveness that'll never really come. Well, can you blame us? You're shockingly self-aware a lot of the time. I guess it would have been easier to swallow if I was stupid, huh? If I didn't know what would happen if I sent out those messages, if I didn't know exactly what my fanbase would latch onto, if I was blissfully ignorant, innocent, a victim, but I did know, in part. At first I didn't realize they took it that far, I swear. But when they got someone to go private, it felt really, really vindicating. Yeah, that makes me the worst to you, doesn't it? But it's the truth. It felt like I finally had a way to bite back. Against what? Your agency screened these people. But creep still slipped through the cracks, sure. They couldn't have They couldn't have hurt me physically. There were rules against that. But I still saw the way they looked at me. I saw all those mangas and posters they had with young anime girls. I'm not stupid, I'm not innocent. I knew exactly what that meant. And I'd feel worse if I just sat there and did nothing about it. If I stayed in blissful ignorance until someone eventually did get hurt, a girl not registered with an agency, a girl with less protections, or just a girl walking to school. You didn't know they were going to. But on the off chance they would, I was going to risk it. And what could I do? I mean, look at me. I'm tiny. If I sent anything in person, if I acted out, I wouldn't stand a chance. But I could go something for much bigger. The reputation. That was where my power was. At first, it was just raising awareness, making sure people knew to avoid them. But if people figured out who I was talking about, then before I knew it, everyone was going after them. I panicked at first, but then I realized I didn't really care, What? I mean, they were creepy. They deserved it. If anything, this would discourage them from doing anything else in the future. It was better than nothing being done about them. That audience can say I'm corrupt at all it likes. I know the people who really deserve to be in here are those people my fan base went after. I understand that you wanted to raise awareness, wanted to make sure they didn't hurt anyone, but what about the people who were just a bit awkward? Who wouldn't have hurt anyone? That you got hurt just off of bad vibes or just because they were socially inept? Takiko, I understand you started this all off with good intentions, but you're not an official police authority. You had no way of determining who really deserved this. I've got a better question for you. Why is it you're so keen to immediately leap into finding some hypothetical victim in my situation? Why do you invent people who might have existed and unfairly have gotten hurt to make my situation worse? Is it just because you genuinely think there were? Or do you just want to make me look worse and not take your chances with me? God damn, Takiko, that's a great question. Or are you projecting? More importantly, I never killed anyone myself. I never asked my fanbase to take it that far. For all intents and purposes, my crime is just vague tweeting. You know, it's more than that. I know, but my hands never directly spilled blood. There was always a level of separation, a part of it out of my control. So why is this meanie, someone who killed someone directly, worthy, and I'm not? Great question. Don't answer that. It's because the artist invented an imaginary version of the professor who deserved it, one who was foul and awful and was a creep. The exact type of person I send my fan base after. Ooh, man. But when it's real, when it's not imagined, it's not worthy. Funny how that works, huh? Oh, God. I wonder why people invent imaginary perfect victims for some situations and imaginary justifications for others. I suppose it just depends on the person. It must have seemed too good to be true, too artificial, too fake. The world has become so cruel that the idea of someone just wanting to be kind is preposterous. God damn it, I'm loving Takiko now. She makes so much sense. So if someone stops being perfect, even just for a moment, the mob jumps onto it as proof that they were right. Vindication that people were just awful, so they can continue doing things as they please. That's why I'm not surprised I got corrupt. I'm not sure I really get it. God, you're so stupid. But I guess it's good you've been able to anticipate it. You've clearly been doing a lot of thinking about it, for better or for worse. But that's kind of all I can do right now. I used to cook a lot for others, but I can't really do that now. If you don't get it now, I could try to explain it in a way that would be more easily digestible next time. Maybe. Sure, that might help. Although I really do hope that you're able to do some genuine self-reflection with all this thinking. Oh, don't worry. I'm already well aware of what I did wrong. It's funny how people pick and choose what I'm aware of and what I'm not. You're really not happy with the audience, are you? Whatever gave you that impression? I was a little curious why Takiko seemed to have anticipated this verdict. Beforehand, she'd done nothing but placated the audience. She would constantly talk to them, constantly entertain them directly. Why would she do that for an audience she knew had already decided they hated her? Witch Hunter. Let's see. Food time. Ow, my little back. As the evening snuck up on me, a sense of dread filled my stomach. I realized it was my turn to wash food, so gathering the tray Dr. Elenius had pre-prepared in the canteen, I made my way to his cell. Over the last few weeks, I'd done this a few times. Food seemed to be oddly fond of my company. I think he just liked catching me off guard. He was so friendly to me sometimes that I forgot he'd made it in no secret. He was only looking out for himself, especially with what he did to Taka. Still, Fu clearly had a soft spot for the younger girls, Takiko and Asuga especially. But he also seemed to have developed a soft spot for me. I couldn't exactly place why. But as I entered, placing down the tray, he gave me that same old warm smile. Why is this exposition? Why was this not just fucking written in a way to show it through the game while we're progressing? Why is this an exposition? I don't get it. Why? I don't understand. Hey kid, your turn again, huh? Come on, must be the long face. Have a seat, why don't you? Alright. Can I get you anything? Brandy, perhaps? Dr. Elena said you have alcohol? Well, she doesn't need to know about it. It can't be her secret, kid, can it? Maybe that's why he liked me. As much as I was a bit of a teacher's pet, even if he told me something he shouldn't, I always kept my mouth shut. I never told Dr. Elenius about things like this. He probably thought it was out of some sort of fondness. In reality, I was just scared of what he'd do if I got on his bad side. If brandy isn't your thing, ever tried amaretto? I think you'd like that more. He poured the rich amber liquid over a few cubes of shining ice and gave me the glass. Here, have a sip. Just one. I don't want to make this a habit. Whatever you say. I had a sip and... That's not half bad. Tastes like almonds, huh? It's kind of sweet, makes it easier to drink. I actually like that quite a bit. Sure you don't want any more, kid? If you're trying to get me drunk so you can get out, then it's not going to work. You're sharp. But I ain't planning anything like that. As long as I get little chance with all of you, I'm planning on sticking to my best behavior till I'm let out. Do you offer everyone alcohol during these little chats? Only you and Scrunchy. I don't think you should be encouraging that. You know, you and her are both awfully fond of amaretto. Must be something about easier to the stomach than other drinks. And you're awfully good at changing the subject. Hey kid, I wanted to ask you about something. What is it? I guess I've just been thinking recently. Wanted to hear some different perspectives. If someone does something bad for a good reason, most people usually think it's justified, no? But it depends what it is. True, but almost no one's going to shame a starving child for stealing a loaf, are they? No, that would be ridiculous. If someone murders a pedophile, that's just cleaning duty, isn't it? I suppose so. You're more likely to think the murderer was justified in that case. But I wonder, if someone does the opposite, if someone does something good for a bad or selfish reason, does that make the good action less morally good? What do you mean? Well, if someone does something that helps improve a community for the better, but does it purely for the fame or attention as opposed to actually caring about the community they're advocating for, does it make what they did any less good? Once again, I think it depends. Depending on how good the action is and how bad the motivation was, I think it's a balance. The motivation can't be worse than the good that was done, if that makes sense. You're a big fan of non-answers, aren't you? Just an observation I made, kid. You don't get much conviction. It's never a yes or no with you, is it? You're always trying to find a nice, comfortable stance in the middle, as if you're scared certainty would lead to backlash. It's almost like making a firm stance in the past hasn't gone well for you. No need to get so tense, kid. I'm just an old man spitballing. Relax. I don't know why someone is so open about being morally bankrupt is so intent on talking about moral dilemmas. Why does it matter to you? I was just making a conversation, kid. Anything wrong with that? No, there isn't. You had me worried for a moment there, kid. You started getting all snappy and defensive. I thought I might have accidentally struck a nerve. Sorry, I think You should do it more. Huh? If you don't stand up for yourself, you'll get swallowed by others. Besides, I'm quite fond of seeing you bite back. Reminds me of myself when I was younger. I don't think doing what you're fond of is the best idea considering your current situation. Never know until you try. I'm just getting pretty fucking sick of hearing Snake Chat complain about you every time he's on watch. You mean Ezekiel? That's the name. We've been here for 2 months and you still don't remember everyone's names. Hey kid, come on, cut me some slack. I've spent almost half our time here locked up and drunk. And whose fault is that? If you didn't want to be in here, you shouldn't have been so impulsive. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how things turned out. What? I mean, all things considered, I got a pretty sweet deal, didn't I? I get all my clothes washed for me, all my food cooked and brought to me, and constant company. And know the best part of the company, kid? I've basically got 24/7 protection out of my little gamble. If anyone tried to murk me while guarding me, then the schedule would prove they were the only one who could have done it. And even if someone attacked me when they weren't on watch duty, they'd have to find some way to deal with whoever was watching me. And at that point, most would just find an easier target, no? Now he put it like that. And I'm not even really trapped, am I? There's no way to physically lock my cell door and I could overpower most of you. And even if I didn't want to resort to that, all it would take is laying out the old food charm and sweet-talking Pinky a little bit to be let out. But right now I'm enjoying the 5-star treatment. So that's why you haven't attempted to break out at all. Bingo, surprised no one has caught on to it. Why are you telling me this? Who knows, maybe I'm just bored. I was starting to think it wasn't that simple with Fu. Only thing that's really worrying is no one here tells me a damn thing about what's going on with Pigtails. She barely even meets my eyes when it's her turn to guard me. She's doing fine, I don't think you should worry. I think she just needs time to work through things and realize what she did was sorta messed up. She could do it again for all I care. One less creepy scum making this world less comfortable for our girls is nothing but a win from my perspective. I'm sure not all of them deserved it. Yeah, you'd be surprised. A lot of bad men out there. It's always the ones you don't suspect as well, bastards. Anyway, kid, the night is young. How about we break open some cars and play a few games? Alright. Perfect. You can catch me up on what you've been doing while we're playing, kid. We're playing cards for a few hours while Fool ate his food, discussing things around the prison. I told him my growing concerns with certain prisoners. He seemed fairly understanding. I always ended up telling Fool more than I really should have. He just had a way of getting it out of me. Eventually, my turn to watch him ended and I left, cleaning up the tray in the canteen before heading back to my own cell and turning in for the night. Watching Food wasn't anywhere near as bad as I always anticipated it to be. Shinko's better than me? What? Alright. Found myself sleeping a little due to the late night I'd had prior. Watching over Food meant I hadn't gotten to bed until a little later than I typically would, so I was a little tired. I was woken up by a strange knocking on my door. I wonder who it could be at this time of day. I approached the door to see someone I didn't expect. Good morning, Shinky Poo. Chaka, what are you doing here? Today I brought you some Chaka treats. Chaka held out a tray of various breakfast foods out to me, all cut in shoddy star and fish shapes to try to make it look more nice. Yet it honestly made it look more ugly, but I was going to tell him that. Thanks, what for? For looking after Wang last night. I've been making sure people doing the night shifts get properly compensated afterwards. I hope this is enough. I can't touch the kitchen stuff myself, obviously, so I just sort of have my own breakfast tray and made it look fancy. Are you going to be alright after only having half of your breakfast? More than okay, I'll just ask Lori for a big lunch. If there's anything else I can get you, let me know. Oh, and do tell me when you're done so I can wash it all up for you. Thanks, this is really nice of you. Have you been doing this for everyone? Of course, why wouldn't I? In a sense, now we're all working to keep Fool locked up. We're all each other's workers, no? And I want to make sure I take care of my workers this time, however I can. What I was doing before really wasn't great, was it? I can tell myself all I like that's just how the industry works, but it really isn't how the industry should work. I heard a lot of people trying to do what I thought I had to. The audience may not believe I'm worthy, but I don't care anymore. I'll show the whole world that Taka Hero can do better. I don't think it matters how much effort you put in. I think they're already set on their opinions here. They can think what they like. I'm not all that bothered about appealing to them anymore. But you. I don't know, I've been thinking since the trial. I honestly thought everyone here hated me to bits. Most of them probably still do. I thought I had no one, so I turned to the audience. In hopes at least they could give me validation, attention, or at least care about me. Even if it was just them being invested in seeing when I would die. But seeing Suki save me, even if they weren't too keen on me at that moment, it reminded me that I don't need the audience to care. I was so preoccupied thinking about the audience, I forgot I did have people in my life who did care about me, care that I could actually physically see. And it wasn't just Asuka. Alori's been kind to me, looking out for me, even you in a sense, Shinko. Thinking about it all, I've made up my mind. I want to do better, not for the others, but for the people in my life that do care about me. That's really nice to hear, honestly. It's not going to change all at once. I know that, but I still want to try. I want to prove I can do better. And that starts with little things like this. I want to prove I'm serious about this. You know how it is. No pics didn't happen. So eat up, Shikibu. Hope it's to your liking. Anything else I can do for you? Just keep that new mindset, okay, Taka? I think this will be good for you. People won't all forgive you at once, but if you keep being more considerate, maybe more people will come around to you. Sugi started talking to me again. I think we're going to be taking care of those frogs together. I don't know why, but since yesterday, I've been all smiley. It's really fired me up. Made me want to do double the help. I'm on top of the world right now. Holy fucking shit. This is a cutscene. A cutscene that I can't skip. A cutscene that I didn't choose. Is Taka gonna be the victim or the culprit now? In this second chapter? Holy shit. So what do you need, Shinko? Laundry, a foot rub, a cool little dance, room cleaned, a personal assistant. Between my shifts, I could follow you around and give you advice like a little homunculus on your shoulder. Okay, let's slow down a bit. Sorry, I'm just buzzing right now. It's just, I've hit the bonus round of my life. It's only up from here. It's just sort of a shame that no matter what I do, I'll still get the shocks. It really limits what I can do. Yeah, at least Dr. Alenius is always willing to help you circumvent them. I suppose so. Anyway, I'll leave you to eat. Let me know when you're done. No worries, I'll wash it myself. I smiled as I watched Tucker practically skip down the halls. He had seemed to be slowly getting his energy back since the last trial. I ate the breakfast. It could have been better, but it definitely could have been worse as well. When I was done, I moved into the hallway, intending on taking the tray to the canteen to wash it up. Tucker's so kind. And he's funny. But I paused, seeing a certain door in the hallway that had recently been unlocked. If Taka was able to prove he could change, if he could do it better. Summoning my confidence, I stepped into the office. Who said I couldn't take a stance? Warden, I have a question. What is it? Couldn't you just ask Mon and Echo? If the audience wants someone is corrupt, if they prove themselves as being able to redeem themselves despite that, will you revoke all the restrictions of being corrupt? What? I presented the warden with the empty tray. Taka has apparently been trying his best to take care of everyone, giving those who watch over Fu, helping Dr. Elenius. He's trying to make amends for his crimes. If he keeps this up, what would be the point of continuing to punish him like he's corrupt? Are you serious? Yeah, I didn't think it ever changed, but it seems like he's really started to. He took the food that another prisoner prepared for him and gave it to you. That's hardly any work on his part. How the hell is that changing? You can't deny that he's putting in the bare minimum because he got stabbed and doesn't want to die. That's all there is to it. He's always be a terrible person no matter what he does. It won't undo or change the fact he's harmed people. Audience judgments are final. If they don't think you can change, if they want to punish you, then that's the end of it. I wouldn't overrule a verdict and name a worthy prisoner as corrupt just because they're not acting perfectly. If I did that, the votes would lose all value. But the votes aren't fair. They're not rational. Well, if you don't want to believe them, you don't have to. You can be as delusional as you want to out there. Just don't bring you being guilt-tripped and manipulated by the corrupt prisoners into my office and make it my problem. I just thought, you don't have any power here. Accept it. Don't you have better things to do than bother me? You're quite frankly the last prisoner I'd want to see. What do you have against me anyway? Don't act like you don't know. Now, do you mind getting out of my office? Go run along and talk to someone for once or something. I don't know, just don't come in here again and treat my office like the feedback and suggestions room. It's not. Alright, I get it. I'm leaving. I let out a sigh and left the office, moving into the canteen to clean the breakfast tray, pondering what I should have spent the morning doing. Michael was busy on watch duty today, so I didn't have to worry about her. Before I knew it, my legs practically started moving on their own. It had practically become routine to spend my mornings where they were taking me. Found myself once again in the courtyard. It had become something of a habit since the last trial. The bodies had been buried here, so we thought we'd erect small graves to them. That was a heavy day. Some shallow words were exchanged about how, at least now, the bodies would help the plants here grow, but we all knew that didn't matter. The plants would have grown regardless. Guess watering the seeds of our grief with sweet honey made it easier to stomach, stunted the growth. Flowers had already been placed on Mint's grave before I got there, messily uprooted pink blossoms, the roots still desperately clutching the dirt, which they once belonged to. I kneeled down quietly and added my own small, blue forget-me-nots. Mint, I'm so sorry. What did I even apologize for? I wasn't sure, I just always felt the need to. That's a lie. I knew deep down that what I was apologizing for was I turned away from his grave after a moment of thought, instead moving to the less well-maintained grave slightly off to the side. Mint's loss had been felt all throughout the prison. As the courtyard became more overgrown and wild, his absence became more noticeable. No one could deny something big was taken from us. And yet, once more I knelt down and placed flowers in Rakul's grave regardless. I had no words as I just sat there by the grave, a lingering guilt swelling in my chest. If I just hadn't stepped outside, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to slip the poison in the mask. Someone else would have done something, sure. Someone would still be dead, but Mint would still be here. He'd still be here. If I just kept a closer eye on Dracul, he was so clingy to me, I could have saved him from his own cowardice. Who am I kidding? What could I have done? He was the one who chose to kill in the first place. He'd have done it eventually if I had stepped out. It was all his choice, so why? Why am I so stuck on the what-ifs? Why do I miss him so much? I knew I could have stayed here forever, thinking getting so in my own head wouldn't be good. Besides, the longer I spent here, the stronger the feeling of guilt would be. I paused before leaving, walking over to the pond, looking to my reflection for reassurance.
What am I even doing here?
You're a prisoner. I asked myself, looking into my own eyes as I was searching for some sort of reasoning behind them that wasn't inherently selfish.
This is pathetic.
Yeah, what you're doing, your actions, yeah, I mean, do something about it.
I shouldn't be mourning someone who's killed this much.
Killed this much? He only killed one guy.
I only knew him for a month. This is just disrespecting Vince's memory. Coming up with excuses, what ifs. All just to lick my own wounds. I'm making it all about me again, aren't I?
Is that so surprising?
Nope. What? This again. I flicked around to face the figure, but
She's not.
she'd completely disappeared. She wasn't behind me. Where did she go?
Over here!
I flicked around to where that playful, teasing voice was coming from. She's a water fairy? Only to see her standing on top of the water. How was that even possible? I am crazy.
It's you.
Yeah, you character I haven't seen before as a player, but you're the character I'm playing as somehow knows. When are you gonna tell me who that is?
Why do you keep doing this? Who are you?
The figure just stood there and smiled at me, letting out a small giggle.
No, what are you?
It tilted its head for a second before turning around.
Wait! Don't! Come back!
Catch me if you can!
But there's water in front of you. I can't run on water. The figure humped a few floaty steps in the pond before sinking to it, leaving a trail of ripples. And perhaps without thinking, I've dove in after them. Oh god, I'm stupid. Finding myself sinking deeper and deeper into their inky black world once more. Oh, my phone, sorry. I just knew I had to catch up with them and fast. Alright, I am supposed to move here again. Where are you? Hey, finally. I approached and saw her sitting on the tree, playfully swinging her legs. As soon as I approached, I became surrounded by similar-looking figures. Sup?
Oh, you made it!
Congrats me, right? I did it.
What do you want from me?
Even though I'm the one who went to you, what do you want from me?
Me? What do I want?
Yeah, I can understand the confusion.
I don't know. You're the one who keeps clinging to me.
See, even she knows.
What do you want?
I want to be left alone, please.
Then why did you go after her then? At that, the crowd erupted into a cacophony of giggles.
What's so funny?
So, you want to forget this all? Forget what happened? Forget what you did?
I do, yes.
I see. Well, to fully forget a memory, you have to remember it first, don't you?
Really? Okay. I just thought of somebody smacking me in the head or something. Or punching me in the back of the head.
That doesn't make sense.
You can't exactly forget something you can't remember in the first place.
I don't know how that works, but sure.
So, how about we play a game? If you're able to fully remember me, as I properly am, not in this little idealized form you've made, and accept what you've done, I'll completely disappear. I'll let you get on with your life.
I thought I was the one clinging on to you.
How do I remember you?
Well, a memory has 3 things. A body, to move and act as they please. Eyes, to form their own perspective, independent of yours. And a voice, to say what it thinks.
Aren't I already hearing your voice, though? But sure.
I see. And how do I get these things?
Well, How about we say our first little encounter counted towards you remembering my body? You certainly looked at it, hanging there. For a long time. What a freak.
Oh, she roped herself, okay.
For the others, let's have a little more fun. To get my eyes, let's put yours to the test. Just like old times, Let's play hide and seek. The rules are simple. Find what you seek, and I'll give you those eyes that'll help you find the truth.
Or you can just give me a photograph of you. I don't know, that sounds even easier. I don't suppose I have a choice, but...
Right, okay.
Great! Just close your eyes and count to 10.
I closed my eyes on an uneasy feeling in my chest. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 10. I opened them and... Jump scare.
Huh? This is
No jump scare? Okay.
my childhood home. I should start looking.
Let's see, where to look. Our supplies, etc. It always seemed a little strange to me when my parents did that. They never asked us to do our own laundry, so I didn't know why the instructions were there. New fancy washing machine, I'm envious. We had our last one for years. It eventually broke when Akari decided to pull all her clothes in at once. Now it's properly flooded. My mom was really mad. Oh well, at least we got a new washing machine out of it. I wish Akari took it as a lesson to be more careful in the future. Did she take it as a lesson? A copy of one of my most recent releases. My mother would always proofread the finalized version one last time before publication. I think my dad would read them as well. He just have a lot less to say about them. I'm just glad he was supportive. Good. A photo of me, my mother, and my father standing at the gates to Hope Speak. I'm wearing my uniform. This was when I first got scouted. I remember feeling so nervous. But by now proud and supportive both my parents were of me, the anxiety lessened a little. Good. Where is she hiding? This is my room. Is this her room? It's locked. Maybe I can find a key around here somewhere. I know my mother kept the key somewhere in her office. A small plastic rose on pretty cluttered nightstand, ulcers and knickknacks litter it. She used to have real roses, but they were replaced as she got tired of cleaning up after the constantly falling petals. Said it was a pain. The plastic ones still have thorns on them, though. The drawer itself is unlocked. With a few little Polaroids and clothing items, not all that much though. I assume she used to keep more in here before the locks got removed. Okay, so let's look for the stuff, the keys. Closet filled with practical work clothes from my mother owed, and a lot of slightly tacky oversized t-shirts my dad enjoyed wearing. Father enjoyed collecting bugs, especially butterflies. He didn't have much money growing up, so never really had the time or money to spend on his interests or hobbies. Sad. I think he tried to rectify it as he got older. He spent a lot of time very fixated on his interests. Sometimes he'd be so engrossed in the community gardens he'd forget to come home and cook dinner. It was almost endearing. Dad did a lot of journaling. It was very mindful for him. He didn't seem to write all that much, but it made him happy. Where's the key? A picture of my parents. My mom was a journalist but struggled to make it in the industry until I got a talent. My dad did various labor jobs but managed to become a full-time house spouse once I got my talent. He spent most of his time after that cooking and taking care of the house and his plants. I'm really glad they're my parents. They're the most supportive people I know. I was very lucky to be born as their child. Where the hell? Oh, is this the office? Letters from Akari's school. Probably about her behavior or maybe her grades. It was always something with Akari. Must have stressed my parents out a lot. Yeah, but it's locked by a 4-digit code. I know my mom kept all my important keys in here. We can get it open and have access to anything unlocked. Should I try to open it? 4-digit. I wonder. 4-digit. 4-leaf clover. I wonder if there's something. Yui Apina makes a splash exclusive beach photo shot of the former Ultimate Idol. Yeah, no, don't look at me like that. I bought this magazine for the interview, I swear. There's the deadlines, they made a various suggestions. Finished drafts. Still here. I look at the diary, the accounts weren't mine. Well, Dad insisted I kept a personal diary. He said it would be good for me, but most days I just end up forgetting or writing very little since I was exhausted from work. Yeah, I was like, what, am I supposed to write again? CDs, collecting, HE usually, yada yada. Waiting only for you. Such a classic. I wonder how I can get that 4-digit code or whatever. Loads of files. I'm really grateful she did that for me. Matters computer seems like it won't turn on right now for some reason. There's a sticky note attached to the side of the screen though. Filing cabinet MMD child's birthday. Just keep this in mind. Child's birthday? When is my birthday? Calendar? Calendar, yet May. Mother was all the publishing events. Yeah, shut up, motorcycle. Just made sure this second is completely free from work for me. She always, like, making sure no matter how famous I got that I got my birthday off. She wanted to make it special. Okay, so May 22. Yep. May. Master key obtained. Yeah, but before I go any further, I should edit here because I have to prepare for work now. So this is Danganronpa Antebellum. If you want to try the game, Danganronpa Antebellum Lockdown. There you go. If you want to try the game for yourself, the links are in the description. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Man, it's so fun. Takiko has become a really interesting character. What she says is just truth, man. It's fact. I can't really find an argument for what she's saying here, man. She's so awesome.